The Super Bowl is the one thing every football player and coach has dreamed of playing in since they were a little kid. A lot of things have to go right one's way throughout the course of a season to even get a shot at playing for one. And if you do get one, there's no guarantee you'll ever make it back, as many legendary players have never even gotten the chance to play in a Super Bowl. Today we'll talk about who has the best chance to win it all this season. We'll go through 4 different teams. We basically have certain teams match up against each other based on a few different categories. Our first category here is defense. And as the saying goes, defense wins championships. And it holds true as many past Super Bowl championships have held top 10 defenses. And we only have to go back to last year to see the impact a defense can have, when one could see the effect Tampa Bay's pass rush had on Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and terrorized them all game long. Our second category will be offense. A good coach is important. While defense is important, you still need to score to win, especially when it comes down to the red zone. When given the opportunity to score, a team needs to capitalize in a game. Like the Super Bowl, when you never know how many chances you will get to score. Our third key to victory is coaching. As a good coach is important for success throughout the playoffs and eventual Super Bowl. Creating a successful game plan is key for helping players succeed on the field, and their ability to make adjustments to that game plan can make the difference in games. And our final factor is the quarterback. Having an elite quarterback is no longer something that you may need to win, it is something required to win. Your quarterback needs to be able to play great football consistently and not make mistakes while making the play when it matters most. Over the past 20 years, only 3 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl while not being recognized as an elite QB. And all 3 of the players were carried by a defense that could be considered one of the greatest of all time. Going into our first comparison, coming at the NFC, we have the Cardinals and the Buccaneers. Starting out with the Bucs on defense, they have one of the best run defenses in the entire league, but a below average pass defense, which may hurt them against the Cardinals, who have one of the most explosive passing offenses we've seen in recent years. They will have to rely heavily on their elite pass rushers to get after quarterback for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, who's very elusive in the pocket. And for the Cardinals defense, they boast a top 5 passing defense, which would help them well against Tampa Bay, who is one of the better passing offenses with the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And an average run defense should help keep the Buccaneers honest, as the Cardinals boast a top 6 pass rush carrying over from last year. And then, moving on to our offensive side, again we'll start with the Bucs. They carry the #1 passing offense in the league, leading in all statistics in yards per game, and touchdowns. They bring with them elite weapons across the entire field, which would be very hard for the Cardinals to stop. And with a below-average run game, this will allow the Cardinals to focus on their pass rush, which they're elite at defending. Then for the Cardinals offense, with a very efficient passing attack and explosive weapons, and a head coach with a very offensive mindset, the Cardinals look poised to air the ball out and attack the Bucs through the air. And with a well above average run game to keep them honest, they'll have a very hard time for the Buccaneers defense to force a stop. And for coaching, the Bucs, led by Bruce Arians, has been around the league for many years and finally won his first Super Bowl last year. He's created one of the best offenses in recent league history, boasting a very balanced attack, is backed by one of the most complete defenses, led by defensive master Todd Bowles, who creates game plans to terrorize opposing quarterbacks. And for the Cardinals coaching, led by Cliff Kingsbury, he's been in the league for only 6 seasons and has finally put together a team who can make a run. He's an excellent offensive mind, always calling the plays that give his players the best opportunity to make a play. And for quarterback, the Buccaneers, led by Tom Brady, the greatest football player to ever play the game. And he just seems to get better no matter how old he gets, and you can never doubt a team that he is on. For the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. He can burn you over the top with his arm, and even when the play breaks down, he can make plays on the run and scramble for large gains. And he has been playing like an MVP this year and will be the key to success for the Cardinals. So who wins out of this matchup? The Cardinals. Their defensive pressure, Brady's all night, and Budda Baker and Isaiah Simmons on the defense can help break the offensive game plan up for the Buccaneers. And with their freak abilities, they'll match up very well against the Bucs' elite weapons that they have on offense, and versus the Bucs, and I see them taking control. I think the final score of that game is going to be 31-17, with the Cardinals coming out victory and going to the Super Bowl. Now on to the AFC. we'll have the Ravens versus the Patriots. And starting out again with defense and the Ravens. They boast a bottom 3 passing defense, marked mostly by injuries to their corners and their secondary, accompanied by a below-average pass rush. However, they post the best run defense in the league. And the Patriots, a slightly below-average run defense with an above-average pass defense, and a front seven that's elite at pressuring the opposing quarterback. And they are also number 1 in the league in forcing turnovers, which would be very important come playoff time, as every turnover can affect the game. And then moving on to offense, the Ravens, they have a very multi-dimensional ground game led by Lamar Jackson, their quarterback, as one of the best rushers ever at the quarterback position in the league. They have an above-average passing game, but they're towards the bottom for interceptions and are number 1 in sacks allowed. Not a look going against the Patriots, who boast a defense that has one of the top pass rushers in the league and is always excellent at coming up with a game plan to get off their quarterback. And for the Patriots offense, they have an above-average run game that has carried the Patriots through the season, along with a competent and efficient passing attack, led by their rookie Mac Jones, who has very few weapons on the outside. For coaching, the Ravens, led by John Harbaugh, has had a very successful career and knows what it takes to win in the NFL and postseason. However, the offensive coordinator for the Ravens has had a very rough year and is mostly to blame for the offense having below capabilities. And the Patriots, led by Bill Belichick, who is arguably the greatest coach to win all time and has the most Super Bowl victories of any head coach. He is an elite defensive mind and will always find a way to slow you down and take away your strengths. He will be key to coming up with a game plan to slow down Lamar Jackson and their multi-dimensional run game. And then Josh McDaniels is doing an excellent job designing a game plan around rookie Mac Jones, who is a bit more cautious with, as he cannot take over games. And for our final comparison between these two teams, we'll have the quarterback position. Lamar Jackson, a unanimous MVP just a few seasons ago, has game-breaking running ability and can take over games if you shut down his passing attack. And with his feet, if he isn't contained, he is the dual threat that allows him to beat you in 2 ways. However, this season he has struggled with his accuracy and his passing ability, throwing many interceptions, which the defense for the Patriots will be poised to take control over. And I could see that being a major factor if he struggles to control the ball throughout the game. For the Patriots at quarterback, they have Mac Jones, who's a rookie, and it's not common for rookies to lead their teams to Super Bowl victories. He is on pace to win the Offensive Rookie of the Year award and has steadily improved throughout the season. Although there have been times where he just hands the ball off and lets his running backs take over the game, he does control the ball and does not throw many interceptions and contains the ball so they hold possession of the clock. So who wins this come out? Patriots. It's hard to ever count out Bill Belichick with the defense he has put together for this team, and if Mac Jones, who will be the defining factor in this game, if he does not force many turnovers and controls the ball on offense, I could see the Patriots defense dominating this one. This game will be a defensive battle and it will not be very high scoring. I think the Patriots come out on top 21-17 as the final score. So for our Super Bowl championship, the Cardinals and Patriots. With the Cardinals, and I see the Patriots coming out as the home team in this game. So we'll start out with the away team Cardinals for defense. With their top 5 passing defense and top 6 pass rush, it's harder to see the Patriots being able to move the ball very well through the air, especially with a rookie Mac Jones playing in his first ever Super Bowl. I can see the nerves getting to him and him throwing a few interceptions to this elite secondary. They're also very physical in the run game, and I don't see them having to stack the box, so their safeties, Budda Baker, can fly down the field and blow up their run game. I don't see them being able to move the ball very well. And for the Patriots on defense, they have even better pass defense than the Cardinals, and it'll be interesting to see how well they mix up putting pressure on Kyler Murray and laying back and staying in coverage. As when they bring pressure, Kyler Murray loves taking advantage when teams bring pressure against him to throw up one-on-one jump balls to his wide receivers out wide. They'll also need to sacrifice a man or two to account for Murray on the backside throughout his run game. And for on offense, the Cardinals, with their very explosive offense and plenty of weapons, it's going to be hard for the Patriots to stop them all. They will break a few big runs and a few big passes. They are going to have to get creative to stop them. Kyler will want to take his shots when the Patriots bring pressure, and if they give him too much time, he could just dump down to his short weapons in James Conner and Rondale Moore, who have elite run after the catch ability. And then for the Patriots on offense, they will most likely rely on a solid run game to control the time of possession and keep the ball out of the hands of the explosive Cardinals offense. And Mac Jones will play very carefully to not taking many deep shots and just playing efficient, taking short checkdowns and trying holding on to the ball. For coaching, Cliff Kingsbury will have a very good plan of attack for attacking the Patriots defense, as they are known for shutting down powerful offenses during the playoffs. He'll need to come up with another way to attack than they already have. It will be very interesting to see how he comes at this defense. Bill Belichick for the Patriots will no doubt find a very disruptive way to attack the Cardinals offense, and he always seems to come up with an offensive game plan to control the ball and play their style of football. They will need to stay ahead of the change, as Mac Jones isn't forced into winning the football game for them, which I don't think he can do. For quarterback, Kyler Murray can take over this game if the Patriots can't find a way to keep him in check. If they drop back and give him too much time, he will just sit in the pocket, and if he finds no one open, he will take off and run. And if they bring too much pressure and leave too many guys open, he'll burn them over the top, and this game will be a shootout that the Patriots cannot win. And for the Patriots, Mac Jones, I believe, is not capable of taking over this game to win. He will need to be able to keep control of the ball, but I do see him throwing too many interceptions and not taking care of the ball like he needs to, and he will be the reason they lose this game. So as I said, I think the Cardinals, they come out on top, and they pull ahead early, and with the Patriots, we'll have to ask Mac Jones to do too much, and I don't think he can handle it. And with him trying to take on a larger role, he'll throw too many interceptions, and the Cardinals will take away this win. And it'll come out to be 35-24 as the final score, and the Cardinals will be the Super Bowl champions for this year. Thank you.